Hey, Chris Duffin here. This last week, well, some unexpected squats, a fair bit of travel. So started out doing my deadlift workout at Kabuki Strength on Monday. Flew down to Vegas for the NSCA convention. We had a booth there, it was a good time. Was supposed to do some transformer bar squats, which you guys have seen in my last few weeks, working around 450-ish. And my friend Daniel Kim, 5 times Highland Games champion, was working the sore necks booth. He's like, we're having a squat off tomorrow with all the straight coaches. Come on over. And I'm like, well, I haven't squatted like heavy barbell stuff since March, but what the hell? So call up my friend Brandon Allen and say, hey, can you bring me down some knee wraps? So Brandon runs down, just knee wraps, run over to the booth the next day. It was interesting to say the least. So all we had was bumpers. So you'll see the weights are stacked all the way to the end, which induced like a huge amount of bar whip. Watch my head on the way down. You'll see like the bars really trying to slam me forward the whole time on the descent. The ascent wasn't bad at all. So worked up to 771, good. Hit I think 811. It was high, but I'll throw it in the video anyway. Just like felt it was just gonna crush me. But so I had the whippy bar, and then of course it's convention center, so it's all carpet, but they put another layer of carpet in that booth on top of shag, so it was fun. And then a walkout with the rack set too high, so I'm not sure if the walkout's in the video, but you'll see I lift up one side, twist my body, step back, lift up the other side, twist, step back, and then walk out. So not bad for, I'll take it for my first time squatting since March. So anyways, pretty pleased with that. Next day, actually went over to Average Bros Gym, I think on Friday, before flying out. So if you don't know John, follow him. He's going to be on our podcast soon. We had a couple hours of BS and talking shop while I deadlifted, and worked up to some heavy band assisted deadlifts. Flew back to Oregon. Very next morning, jumped in my vehicle, had to run all the way almost back to Nevada again to attend a very good friend passed away a little while ago, so did that and hit up Crater Lake on the way back. So that's pretty much the week. Somehow I got my training in. It all worked out, so there we go.
So here's the beginning of the week. I worked up to 675 for a double with 200 pounds in chain. And then I measured these. We got 60 pounds of that's kicking in right at the bottom or immediately, and then ramps to 200 from there. Then a drop set, dropping it down to 630, 635. Actually, sorry, 2 drop sets. So hitting 2 sets of, should have been 4, but I think I might have bumped some extra reps in here this week. I kind of do that on occasion. And then starting to do some RDLs again. So this will be my first week of feeling like I could do some RDLs. Yeah. I've been a little hesitant to add in the RDLs. They've been in the program the last 4 weeks or so, and I've avoided them just for hesitation around that hamstring tear. So working back into it a little easy. We got 500 pounds plus 200 in chain. So hitting the lockout a little bit more, but definitely lightening up down at the bottom here of these. And doing 2 sets of 6. Need to show the second set of 6. So anyway, that's that on Monday. Tuesday, actually, no, I did, and I benched on Tuesday. But wasn't really worth putting in the log. And then skip training on Wednesday due to travel. And then this is Thursday at the NSCA event in Las Vegas. So do have the Duffalo bar over there in the Sore Necks booth. Sore Necks is now carrying the Duffalo bar if anybody's interested. And this is 771. So you can see the weights are stacked all the way to the freaking end of these bars. And we've got long sleeves. This is they're built to the same specs as a competition squat bar, so you've got longer sleeves. So luckily, we were able to borrow some plates from some other booths, and you can see, just look at my head shaking as it coming down there. The hardest part was actually the descent. And then the last one here is 811. We were able to find some 25 kilos. Of course, those ended up going all the way at the end, which makes this even extra freaking whippy. Look at that. Just wanting to crush me, kill me forward, and then standing on that 2 layers of carpet, shag carpet. So good times, good times. Then Dan and I thought we'd mess around. Dan's like 6'4", something like that, or better, 305 pounds. So he's climbing on my shoulders. He did have to hang on to the top just to stabilize himself so he wouldn't fall over. Of course, you know, everybody always says, just touching with my hands, just touching with my hands. But it did feel like all of him was on there. So we got 335, I think, on the bar. Is that right? Yeah, 325 plus Dan. So, you know, we're 600 and something pounds up there for a triple. So anyway, that was entertaining. And then so Friday, did the NSCA conference in the morning, and then in the afternoon had a quick training session to be able to get in at Average Bros Gym with John Bros. So met John at the convention, and actually went over, and he showed up, and because I take massive amount of time between my sets, we were able to spend some time talking. So we got 915 on the bar. We've got about 175 pounds of deload. It comes full tension loose at the top, and that's you'll see me doing this in my training quite a bit because I'm ramping up the frequency of this conventional deadlift, and pulling that super heavy off the floor all the time really eats up my back. So you'll see a lot of the chain and band work right now as I'm working into bringing the conventional into higher frequency. And then turned back around the very next morning, flew back. I think I got back at midnight, woke up, had to drive down to Southern Oregon on the California border, and hit Crater Lake on the way back. Just figured I'd show you some photos of wonderful Oregon. So enjoy for what it is. People came all over for the passing of our good friend Nick. This is us picking up a friend here at the massive Chiloquin Airport. We're out by Sprague River, which is where the funeral was held. So, buddy of ours got a personal flight in from a mutual friend. A little close landing. I'm sitting in my truck right there, actually, as that goes on. And a friend loved fishing and hunting and basically everything outdoors, so we loaded his ashes up into shotgun shells and bullets, and we gave him a beautiful 21 gun salute, which is just the way that he would probably want to have headed off.